G'day, Stu from UAVfutures here, and today, well, what we're going to be checking out, a new sim on the market, a new drone racing simulator. It's FPV AIR 2, and this one's pretty special. It's been designed by one guy. It costs under $5. It's multiplayer, and also you can fly around. I think there's like, they've created a demo version or something of like the UAVfutures test track. So some very, very exciting stuff. Now, as far as I'm concerned, getting on the sim, it is the best way that new pilots can come into the hobby, learn some stuff, and then go out and fly around. Because these things, back in the day, they were kind of very hard to learn. A lot of people recommended get a small little toy, but nowadays everybody recommends get on the sim first, learn on the sim, and then you can take your drone that you've built with the skills you've learned on the sim, go out and have a good time. And it also saves you crashing, saves you a lot of heartache. And sims, I really believe they are the best way to learn. And even if you're an experienced pilot, they're a great way to learn as well. If you want to do some power loops, or maybe you want to try inverted yaw spins, jumping on the sim, it just helps so much with that muscle memory and getting your mind about how the drone actually flies around and how it feels. So look, that's a huge tip out there. If you want to get better at flying, jump in and have a go at the sim. Now, a huge shout out to the developer, because we're running a bit of giveaway on this one, so make sure you comment down below. I just want to know your opinion on the sim. What do you think about it? How does it look? What do you like? What would you like to see in the future? And also, it's going to be drawn at random, so we're just going to be replying to 20 comments on there, because we've got 20 keys to give away. But make sure you've got the little notification bell, so make sure you've hit that, because that'll let you know when we've replied, if we reply to your comment randomly or with a key. But someone else might also be able to see that and put it into their Steam account, because that's sort of how this thing's going to run. So that notification should give you a little pop-up, and then you can go, oh, I've had a reply, let's jump on, try and get that key before somebody else. Now look, that's how it is with free stuff. We're giving it out, so if you don't like it, well, bad luck, because it's free keys from the developer. So hopefully some people out there, they're going to get flying. And then the other one, and this one's really exciting, because I couldn't do UAVfutures without my patrons, and so to be able to give back to them even more, anybody who's in the $5 or more tier, or whether you want to sign up now before the end of the month, for $5 or more, you get some Velcro straps posted out, all that sort of stuff. But as a bonus, every single one of you guys is going to be getting like a little email with a key to this as well. So if you're a patron supporter, thank you so much for your support. We're going to be sending you out a key so you can jump in and try FPV AIR 2 as well. So I'm going to put that link down below, but you've got to be in by and let me just clarify, you've got to be in by the end of the month. If you're already supported, don't worry about it. I've got you covered. And it's got to be more than $5, and then we'll post it out at the end. So that's pretty exciting as well. So we should be having a lot of people flying around. I can't wait to jump on Discord, fly, because we can do some multiplayer, some really, really cool things. But enough rambling here. Let's jump over. I'm going to show you the computer, and then, well, I'm going to show you it running on the computer, a $5 sim. We'll fly around and even get a bit of a special guest appearance. I've got Bot Grinder, Grumpy Trev. We're having a bit of fun with it. So let's jump over, have a look at the sim in 3, 2, 1. Alrighty, so we've loaded the game up. You can see I've got my America there spinning around in the background. I do think that's a pretty nice model, but we're going to click on input, and this is where you can click up your Tyrannus, your Eternity Evolution, a whole bunch of different sort of whatever you want to fly with, connect your radio to. And the important part, even though there's some crazy axes over here, because this is just designed by one guy, I think the important part, make sure these sticks on the right, that's corresponding to what's happening on your radio, because that's the important part. Anyway, once you can do some trims and all that sort of stuff, but once that's all ready, you can click on the configurator here. You can adjust your rates and all that sort of stuff as well, and then you can even dump some files in there from your current quad if you want to give that a crack. So we'll get out of there, and then in the here where you can adjust your camera angle, your screen size, there's a whole bunch of sort of different settings as well. You can see we're definitely running at some pretty decent frames per second, and especially if you've got a low-end PC, this one is definitely made for you. So it's very, very easy to run. It can pretty much run on a calculator, and then the physics, a whole bunch of extra things to sort of mess around with in here as well. So if it doesn't feel right for you, you can keep adjusting. And I'm going to flash a picture on the screen as well. I think there's some extra settings and some extra parts that the developer, it hasn't become the default yet, but he's working on it all the time. So I'll put some extra settings on the screen as well. And then, of course, here's your whole bunch of different tracks, and this is the one they've just added in the other day. The tracks, they're pretty basic. Don't expect anything too outstanding in terms of graphics or different I guess, landscapes and that sort of thing, but it's just made as a $5 sim to help people get flying. It's like a very cheap training tool. And then I think you can, this is where you can change your drones. Okay, what do we got in here? So we've just got 3 drones at the moment, so I expect more to be coming soon, but we've got the Helix. Let's fly around with the America. So how do I get back? So let's hide that. And maybe we'll try some red props and orange LED. So there we go. And you can also do some multiplayer as well if you want to host a game, but I'll show this at the end. And when we're flying around with Bot Grinder, Grumpy Trev, I think we had a full lobby of up to 12 pilots. Alright, and I'm going to do this a little bit different. I'm redoing the voiceover because I'm not very good at talking and flying at the same time. I must need to wave my arms around too much. But you can see, flying around here, you do get pretty lucky with the ghost branches, so you seem to go through the outside, but if you do run into the main structures, you do get sort of snagged up a bit. Or one part I do like about the sim is you don't have to spend ages being crashed. It's very easy. Look, I'll crash into the ground here on purpose. It's very easy to right yourself and then get flying again. So I think that is a really, really nice feature. You don't have any big crash penalties or anything like that, because it is a sim. It wants to teach people how to get flying. It is a tool to get you, the more stick time you have, the more flight time, the better pilot you're gonna become. So that's first and foremost this sim's mission. Now we've just restarted the race here. You can see the ghost in front flying around, try to do some good laps on the UAVfutures test track. It's a pretty basic. The layout and the geometry is probably the same, but drop the comments down below. Do you want to see like the official version? Would you like to see the real rendered version with some real assets? Would you like to fly around the UAVfutures test track that you see in a lot of our videos? So you can see, you also get a little ghost there chasing that. Your best times in the left hand corner, and I'm also going to roll some multiplayer footage at the end as well. So we've got Bot Grinder, Grumpy Trev. I think we had a full lobby of about 12 people, and you can see how much fun it is when you've got a bunch of people flying around. And another really cool feature as well, because there's a bunch of different tracks you can choose. Some of the extra tracks are like little bonuses if you want to support the developer a little bit more. It's all right if you have that and you host the lobby. I believe other people can still join as well. So it's very, very forgiving in that respect. So whether you just got like the base version, whether you want to get some extra tracks, all those sorts of things. Now if you go too high, you're going to lose signal, and then you can just click R to reset your race. Now what we're going to do, we're going to jump over, have a look at one of the car park tracks, fly that around on FPV AIR 2, and this one's a lot more technical, so you need to work on your throttle placement. You can see the assets in this one. This one's put a bit more work in, looks a bit more, I'm not going to say realistic, but you can see there's a lot more things and obstacles to fly around. The course layout is a bit more technical. I think it's got a pretty cool little power loop actually when you go up onto the roof. That I'm kind of surprised that I got this. In terms of the physics, which is a really big one we should mention about, I don't think any sim is perfect in terms of the physics. Everybody's got different quads and what they feel like, and it is very hard to replicate the real thing. Even that's the nice power lift I was talking about. But yeah, even full development teams, you know, like the people who make Velocidrone, like the people who make Liftoff, they're still working on trying to get their physics as accurate as they can as well. So I think for one person, they've done a fantastic job, and you've got enough settings in there that you can mess around with it, try and get it as close to that matches your quad. And no matter what any of the physics are like, it is stick time. It is still going to help, especially for those new pilots, that muscle memory. It's just a fantastic sort of learning tool, and especially at such a good price. So there it is. There's my look at FPV AIR 2. And overall, I think they've done an amazing job. For one person as a passion project to build something like this for the community, not charge a lot of money for it. $5 I think is more than reasonable. You know, the price of some propellers, you can still get a training tool that's going to help. You can mess with the physics, and also you can have some fun with your mates if you're jumping a lobby and fly around. It's definitely, it can be a lot of fun, especially if you're stuck indoors, or maybe you want to practice some extra tricks that you're not feeling quite confident. You don't want to trash and total your really good drone outdoors before practicing it on the sim first. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to roll some multiplayer with Grumpy Trev, Bot Grinder. I think we had a full lobby of about 12 people at the end, but first we'll wrap up the video, I guess, in the studio, and then I'm just going to let that multiplayer play at the end. And I'm going to try and cut out all the swear words, but I think there might be there's quite a few, so we'll have to see if I miss any. Alrighty, so there it is. There's my look at FPV AIR 2. I'll put the link down below. Huge shout out to the guy. What do you think about it? It's designed by one guy. What do you think about the price for $5? Flying around, does it help you? What do you think? What did you like? What didn't you like? Put your comments down below, because remember, we got 20 keys to give away. Make sure you got that notification bell hit, because that's when you'll know if we replied to your comment. And also, huge shout out to my patrons. And look, if you want to sign up to if you want to support UAVfutures for $5 or more, you're going to be getting sent out a free key at the end of the month as well. So that stuff, all very, very exciting. But hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Definitely subscribe for more FPV related content. See you on FPV AIR. I'm a huge fan, I think, for what the one guy's done. He's done a fantastic job, and it is a lot of fun flying around, especially on those rainy days, or if you do need to practice some new tricks and things like that. Anyway, enough rambling, all that other stuff, and as always, happy fly, happy simming. We're restarting the next race. Let's do this. Here we go.
Oh, I was actually in the right orientation.
Hey guys, is this sim free?
No, $5 US.
$5. I heard like a bunch of stuff. Somebody say $5
US.
Yeah. That's not bad. That's not bad. It's a really good looking sim.
Wow, son of a he caught in the trees though. It's tattoo placement between Bot and Stu.
Oh, shit.
It's not.
No?
Okay, so it's like, I will...
This
What's
one.
something the
Camera
bot
angles.
grinder's
Crap.
scared of? What are you scared
What
of?
am I scared of?
Grinder?
Getting
Oh.
all these tattoos.
Getting married. There we go. How about that one?
Oh yeah, that's a valid one. That's very valid.
So I get a tattoo or bot grinder.
Well,
gets
you got
married.
grinder get
Oh
married.
god, those are both I feel like on the same level of commitment. Like you can get it removed, I can get it divorced. So.
What are you guys doing? I've already finished. Ugh.
Either way, it costs a lot.
I just hit my third gate.
Oh, it's so painful.
It makes you feel. It seems fast. Do you think it feels fast, like the camera or something?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
You get a sense
too much
of.
field
to
You
view.
actually do get a sense of speed.
Especially when you're like low to the ground.
It's going way faster than any of my
Yeah, this gate is not
bots.
registering.
It goes so fast, it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
I went from liftoff and flew like 20 minutes FPV Air 2, and I cut off 30 seconds of my best liftoff time. Just
From
20
flying
minutes.
this.
Yeah, for flying FPV Air 2, because it goes so much faster in that one. So it was just so easy getting back to liftoff because it was just going slower. Or it felt like it was going slower.
Oh, I'm all over the shop in this track. In this race.
Would this be a 6S rig? In which case I need one.
Yeah,
No.
I'm not in the game at the moment. God. Oh, there we go.
Oh, you can do backflips on the ground. Sick.
Realistic.
Nipples is flying up into the sunset. He's gone.
Yeah, who just launched into the moon?
Me. Oh, like a millisecond or something.
Oh, gosh.
Someone's having a party in the background.
Yeah, someone's having fun.
Get your hand off it. Wrong joystick, guys.
You went there.
Sure.
That's why I love Discord.
That was the best.
Yeah, I'm
split
getting
I've
like
done in my life.
160 sort of FPS. So.
Alrighty, so hopefully you guys enjoyed that video. Definitely subscribe if you're new to the channel and check out these videos. And I'm also going to leave a little link here to my Patreon page because I've got some fantastic Patreon supporters and I like to give back to them as well. So if you want to join the UAVfutures family, there's things like bonus Velcro straps, little bundles of FPV goodies and things like that that also get sent out. Anyway, happy flying.